All praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to Apostle and Elders in New York, GMS. And the Science Take you all that's teaching the four corners of the earth. My name is Maya Gala Nagab with Chicago branch of GMS. Alright, so it goes article today from Reuters about 5 hours ago. It says Pentagon likely to acknowledge 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria, U.S. officials. All right, it says right here, it says the Pentagon is likely to announce in the coming days that there are about 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. Two U.S. officials said on Friday as the military acknowledges that a counting system from troops has underreported the seas of forces on the ground. All right, so we go right here to Joel chapter 3, verse 2. It says what? It says, I will also gather all nations, will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat means valley of judgment. All right, it says, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they had scattered among the nations and parted my land. Right, man. The heathens, all these different nations that's lined up in the Middle East about Jehoshaphat, man. All right, all these nations, Edom, so-called white man, Ishmael, so-called Arabs, Ham, so-called Hamites, Elam, so-called Assyrians, all these nations, man, they lined up, and they're gonna be judged, man, for putting their hands on so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, and the confusion face who make up the 12 tribes of Israel, man. All right, they're gonna get judged by our power, Yahweh. All right, and also they part their land, man. You go to Israel today, man. They they parted the land, man. They part out their land and shit, man. They got part between Ishmael and Esau, man. The Armenians, they jakes, they Israelites, man. So, but anyway, man, our land parted, among the heathen nations, man. All right, so let's go back to the article. All right, so established they already U.S. troops up in there. It says the U.S. military had earlier publicly said it had around 500 troops in Syria, mostly supporting the Syrian Democrat Force group of Kurdish and Arab militias fighting Islamic State in the north of the country. It says two U.S. officials speaking on a condition of anonymity. All right, let's look up that word, man. See what it means. Let's see, anonymity. All right, let's look up that word. All right, let's see. Alright, let's look up that definition. Alright. It said anonymity, the quality or state of being anonymous, enjoyed the quality or Right here it says the quality or state of being anonymous. Enjoy the anonymity of a life of loss. One that is anonymous, a crowd of friends anonymous. Alright. Where's he? Slow down. See anonymous. Security, faceless, nameless, nowhere, silence. Alright. This is basically they're unknownly. It's secret. Alright. It says two U.S. officials speaking on condition of anonymity said the Pentagon could, as early Monday, publicly announce that there are slightly more than 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. They said there were always possible last-minute changes in schedule could delay an announcement that is not an increase in troop numbers, just more accurate count as the number fluctuate. Sorry. It says an accounting system known as Force Management Level FML was introduced in Iraq and Syria during the former President Barack Obama's administration as a way to exert control over the military. It says, but the numbers do reflect the extent the U.S. commitment on the ground, since commanders often found ways to work around the limits, sometimes bringing in forces temporary or hiring more contractors. Right, man, because, most people, they actually think that, over there over there in Iraq, or whatever country was, they think it's just all U.S. military branches. No, man, they have what they call them. Well, basically, it's another word I'm looking for. All right, but basically these are, I'm gonna read right here, contractor, but it's another word they call them. They had like the private military, and they made up of old veterans from, the U.S. Marines, U.S. Navy, the U.S. Army, the special forces within no different branch in the U.S. And they give these contractors, man. All right, because who do you basically, they want people who experience, man, because somebody that's like 18 to like 21 or their 20s, they don't have that much that much experience, man, out there in the battlefield. So they get, experienced soldiers, man. All right, that's why they hired all these contractors, man. All right, to go over there, like Blackwater. All right. It says right here, the force management levels are officially at 5,262 in Iraq and 533 in Iran. In Syria. It said, but officials have probably acknowledged in the past that the real number for each country is more than the reported figure. It says right here, the Pentagon said last December that it could increase the number of authorized troops in Syria to 500, but it's not clear how long the actual number had been, around 2,000. All right, so Esau line. All right, so you already had 2,000 over. They said Obama periodically raised FML limits to allow more troops in Iraq and Syria as the fight against Islamic State advanced. It said as that campaign winds out, it's unclear how many, if any, U.S. troops will remain in Syria. Most of them are special operation forces working to train or advise local partner forces, including provide artillery support against Islamic State weapons. Artillery, they supply no weapons. One of the officials said that the actual number of Iraq is not expected to be announced because the host nation's sensitivities, referring to political sensitivities about U.S. forces in Iraq. All right. It says in August, the Pentagon announced that there was 11,000 troops serving in Afghanistan, thousands more than it has previously stated. All right. So it says right here, it says the U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis has in the past expressed frustration with the FML method of counting U.S. troops in conflicted zones. All right, so we finna be out of here in a minute, man. Most High putting the spirit of these nations, man, to go to war, man. So you finish Esau. So shalom.